What's up, you guys? It's DL926 here. I wanted to come out and make a video on why I don't believe the New York Giants will be signing a free agent wide receiver this offseason. The two guys that we had our eye on this offseason, Allen Robinson and Kenny Golladay, most likely those two players will be remaining with their teams. They'll probably be franchise tagged, or they'll sign a long-term deal, or they'll be franchised and traded. And most likely in both those situations, it won't be involving the New York Giants. I know Allen Robinson, he's expressed interest in playing in New York. I know he trains in New York, but I know he's also expressed interest in going back to Jacksonville and playing with Trevor Lawrence once the Jaguars draft Trevor Lawrence and make him, their franchise quarterback of the future. But you look at the other options that are out there. You look at Corey Davis, you look at Curtis Samuel, and then you look at our roster as a whole at the wide receiver position. The guys that we have, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Austin Mack, and then Dante Pettis, and then a few others. You look at Corey Davis, and you look at Curtis Samuel, and you have to ask yourself the question, is it really worth us bringing in one of those two wide receivers and foregoing drafting one of the top 3 to 4 wide receivers that are going to be in the first round this year in the 2021 NFL Draft? And when it comes to Corey Davis and Curtis Samuel, I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I don't think you should spend the money on either one of those two. Especially, a guy like Corey Davis. Like Corey Davis, to me, he's a guy that needs that A.J. Brown type wide receiver on the opposite side of the field of him to take, some of the coverage away from him. And, as New York Giants fans, we all know that this team does not have an A.J. Brown on this team. Not many teams do. A.J. Brown is one of the best wide receivers in this league, easily top 5. And if you don't know that yet, you haven't seen A.J. Brown play enough football, because the guy's an absolute monster. Everybody goes goo goo gaga over, DK Metcalf, this, that, and the other, man. But I'm telling you, A.J. Brown is an absolute beast. And he can do a lot of things that DK Metcalf can't do. But, yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. I mean, I think the way you want to go is either draft one of those top 3 to 4 guys with your 11th pick and just bring one of those guys in. Because, I mean, when you think about it, there's no way this team is going to bring in a free agent wide receiver like a Corey Davis or Curtis Samuel and then go into the first round of the 2021 draft and draft a wide receiver, draft another wide receiver. Because you've only got so many spots on a football field where you can play these guys, okay? I mean, who are you going to take away snaps from in order to play, your free agent wide receiver that you brought in, and then, the player that you drafted in the first round, the wide receiver that you drafted in the first round? So it wouldn't make any sense. So I think the route that we need to take is just keep Shep, keep Darius Slayton out there, and then, draft one of these guys. Draft Waddle, draft Bateman, or draft, Deontay Smith.